On behalf of Senior Staff Association of Statutory, Operations and Government-Owned Companies and the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, it's my pleasure to welcome you to this press briefing. You are welcome to the press briefing, please. As usual, in allocation of this note, I would like to introduce to you Comrade Akinola Odude, President of SSASCGOC. Comrade, sir. By his right hand side, we have Comrade Prince Dr. Adewale Adeyanju, President of the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria. In Africa. Also on the high table, I think we have Comrade Ibrahim Suleiman, General Secretary SSASCGOC. East Africa. And we also have Comrade Felix S. Akbe, Secretary General, Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria. Africa. Please, all other national officers, district officers, you are all recognized. East Africa. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. There is victory for us. Forward ever. Backward never. In the struggle for our name, but there is victory. Isoleto in Africa. East Africa. Isoleto. Process continue. Thank you.
To once more interact with the union. Of course, we have an urgent issue of national interest to do that. And there's no other way that can be done unless you interact with the media so that whatever issues that are germane can be brought to the forefront. And that is why we are gathered here today to hear from the horse's mouth, so to say. I expect that issues that will come up will request some reaction from the media as well. So I will humbly request that the President General Maritime Workers Union set the ball rolling. Also, the President of Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Ports Authority, Comrade Akinbodun, to please set the ball rolling. It will be supported by the PG of Maritime Workers Union. Once again, you're welcome to this very important briefing. Thank you very much.
We have a letter here that we sent to the President and all the other stakeholders in Nigeria concerning our issue. And let me read the letter. Re-implementation of Presidential Directive on 50% automatic deduction from internally generated revenue of federal government-owned enterprises. The Senior Staff Association of Statutory Corporation and Government-Owned Companies, SSASCGOC, Maritime Branch, and Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria are the two dominant major unions, not only in Nigeria Port Authority, but also in the maritime industry as a whole. Our attention has been drawn to the Federal Ministry of Finance Circular Reference FMFC-ME/order/IGR/CFR/21/2023, dated 28 December 2023, addressed to all ministry, department, and agency parasitas on automatic deduction of 50% from internally generated revenue. We have carefully studied this circular, especially as it relates to affect the Nigerian Port Authority, and as to express our displeasure over same on the following ground. 1. Nigerian Port Authority is a self-funded government agency which receives zero allocation from the federal government budget and taking a share of 50% of its internally generated revenue, we as a matter of fact stop or impede the effective discharge of its corporate responsibility, and the consequential effect of this will not be palatable. Few of such corporate duties include constant dredging of port channel. Our channels are probably the shallowest in the West Africa sub-region, especially the Eastern Port Channel. They require constant dredging, without which vessel cannot be easily piloted to berth. Dredging of the port channel require huge financial outlay. This will be pretty difficult to achieve when 50% of internally generated revenue is removed. The resultant effect will lead to ship owners diverting their vessel to other neighboring countries where ease of doing business is provided. 2. Regular maintenance of key apron. Almost all the port key aprons are in bad shape due to old age, and they are therefore constitute great danger not only to men but also equipment. We are at one time or the other expressed fear over the dilapidated condition of the port key apron. Maintaining and sustaining healthy key apron is capital intensive, and if our key apron are this bad now, one can only imagine what the situation will look like when FPA is denied 50% of its revenue. We need to be proactive, as our neighboring countries are very ready to capitalize on our inability to provide the required infrastructure to attract ship owners. Maintenance of jetties, port jetties and terminals. Maintenance of port jetties and terminals is also capital intensive. Presently, all the infrastructure in the port, jetties and terminals are in decrepit position, yearning for urgent repairs. How would they look like when the authority is denied 50% of its internally generated revenue? The situation is better imagined than described. Manpower development. A healthy and well-trained workforce is prerequisite condition for improved productivity and efficient service delivery. Needless to say that the port operation is specialized one that requires well-trained workforce to complete favorably and take the lead to become the hub of maritime business in West Africa sub-region. A 50% deduction of FPA internally generated revenue will be the attainment of this lofty dream. The charge of corporate social responsibility. Nigerian Port Authority operates in a hostile environment, especially in the eastern axis, Niger Delta. The charge of corporate responsibility over time have a master does their retiveness, and this has fostered climate environment for the authority and other stakeholders to operate. Automatic deduction of 50% of internally generated revenue shall definitely leave the authority financially incapacitated to discharge this responsibility to the host communities, which may lead to unhealthy activities. The PDs.
The staff welfare issues are issues that require urgent attention, failure of which usually lead to inclement industrial atmosphere. Automatic reduction of 50% revenue internally generated will incapacitate the authority from prompt attendance to the welfare matter, which lead to avoidable crisis. Flowing from the above, we hereby reiterate our objection to the circular as it relates to the Nigeria Port Authority. Recommendation. We recommend that 30% of the revenue internally generated by the authority could be automatically deducted, while its 70% is left for the authority to accomplish its overhead costs and statutory responsibilities. Failure of which the union will have no other option than to withdraw the services of its member from all the formation nationwide. We thank you for your understanding. We remain yours faithfully. Signed, the President of Senior Staff, Professor Dr. Atuola Wadudi, my very good self, Mr. Adewale Adeyanju, President General of Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria. Thank you and God bless everybody.
Shipping position in the newspaper. Having looked at some of the reasons why 50% should not be deducted from particularly the Nigerian Port Authority budget, permit me to say before now, even when 50% was not deducted, many of the reasons that you raised here are peculiar in nature to some of the things we have in the port. You talk about the issue of queue apron and all of that. When they have the 100%, the queue apron was like that. The port was dilapidated, is still dilapidated, and these are some of the issues. So, what guarantee do we have now, even if the government decide to take the 50%?
To the management of Nigerian Port Authority for some time now, they have been talking every year. There is need to rehabilitate all the port formation. They are old, and let me tell you, presently, even in the 2024 budget, they still raise it, but the Federal Executive Council has just approved for NPA management to go and borrow money from Central Bank to do it. And what we are saying, why can't they give us a waiver, generate this money, repair these facilities, and continue from that area? Because you have the issue of pay apron in Apapa has been there for the past 3 years, and every year we have been shouting, but the government has not even given them approval to do it from the money generated. Because we pay FPA money paid directly to the Central Bank, TSA, that we don't have right to take anyone naira from. Immediately your money is getting there, government is removing from source. Without even your knowledge, you only see the alert. And when the money is not there, which money do you want FPA to use to rehabilitate the port? Rehabilitating the port is a serious money. It's not naira and kobo, it's dollars. Because the majority of what this equipment will be shipped in. And the majority of the contractor will be from abroad. It's not a simple money. And for now, if you want FPA to do it, you must give them opportunity, or that is either you give them a waiver, or you will increase the money FPA needs. But presently, with what is going on, last year, the money was not 100%. Since the beginning of TSA, we are not in control of our revenue. And as long as we are not in control of the revenue, there is little or nothing you can do in taking the money for any capital project.
I have two questions. First of all, I'd like to ask if the Senior Staff Association or the Maritime Workers Union leadership has an idea of MPS expenditure. 1. 2. I also want to ask if you are aware of the fact that there is this 7% surcharge. That 7% has accrued to billions of naira. I don't know what that 7% surcharge is meant for port development. I don't know what the government is doing concerning that. Then lastly, what makes, if you have an idea of MPA's expenditure, what makes you think that 50% will not be enough for MPA to meet its financial obligations to the ports?
The budget provision for MPA was 300 billion naira. This year, they increased it to 500 billion. But let me tell you, you work in the port. Journalists go to the port. How many ships are coming? Go to Roro Terminal, the PTML here. We launched the biggest ship a month ago. That vehicle supposed to carry about 5,000. I mean, that vessel supposed to carry about 5,000 cars. They came with 200. 200 cars. Because before in the port, we don't pay levy on car. They pay levy on brand new car to encourage local production. But presently now, to go for cars, they pay levy on it. Don't be surprised if you go for 2006 Corolla, you need about almost 2.5 million naira to clear it. Because you have about 1.2 million for duties and about another 1.2 million for levy. And that levy originally was for brand new cars. And that's why importers are not importing. The container, 40-footer container to clear it is about 15 million naira. How many people are bringing it in and you still want us to generate? How to make the 500 billion this year is only the grace of God with the present situation on ground. Ships are not coming in. And if you are, every year we have the budget. We monitor it as a union. And we know the budget provision, that's the capital and the overhead cost. And if you even look at the overhead cost, majority of the budgets, 60% go to capital projects. And the capital projects are all these issues we mentioned in the port. The rehabilitation of the port, the KA, the NEPA, you know, mostly the ports run on generator permanently. All the port locations run on generator permanently. The price of diesel today, we know it. And all the generator in the port, there is no one that is less than 1,000 kVA. If you want to run a 1,000 kVA generator in a day, you'll be talking about 4 drums or 2 drums, which is about 800 liters per day. If it's a company that is producing, with MPA by now, maybe we must have closed down for about a year or 2, because the situation are terrible, and that is not the truth. The government is only interested in bring money. But when you are bringing money, some of the policies are affecting the operation of the port. The issue of custom duty, the issue of exchange rate, you can't remove MPA from that prices. Yeah. We are the major people that are suffering from the exchange rate and the custom duties. And if you put all those in places, how do you want us to generate? I was surprised 2 weeks ago when I saw a write-up that customs should generate 5 trillion in the port. Where? How many people are importing? Go to the port. The port is scanty. Go to Roro Terminal. Go to the seafers. They are supposed to be a Roro port. Roller. Go there. How many cars will you see there? That is the major problem. But if facilities are okay, MPA can generate money. And MPA can feed in this country. But some of the policy are the problem the maritime sector are facing generally. And until the government clear it, we cannot go anywhere. And that's why you are still doing all these things that are affecting us, but you want to take 50% from the little that remain for us to service the port and to run overhead costs. And that's why the union are shouting now. If you don't want us to work, tell us you don't want us to work. If you want us to work, give us resources and let us work in an enabling environment that will favor us and that will favor the government at the whole. A lot of ships are going to the other African countries. Who is losing? Government is losing. The sole custom you are expecting to bring money is losing. FPA is losing. Shippers Council is losing. NIMASA is losing. It is when she call me, NIMASA, that 7% you are talking about is not MP that is collecting. It's NIMASA. And you can't add it to our revenue. It's not our revenue. What development belongs to NIMASA? No way. I want to pay it directly to the TSA account. All money generated by MP go to TSA account, and government remove their 50% act from the source. And we are now partnering with the remaining. And that is why we have all these problems. And that is why we have to shout now for government to listen to us. Failure to do that, we will withdraw our members.
Thank you, Tom. Mine is very simple. The language that the government always love to hear from organized labor is withdraw the service of its member. But as it is now, a good landlord will not allow that tenant to come and take over his house. Where we have people that have been given this opportunity to run the ports on behalf of the government. The terminal operators too have a role to play on these issues. Most of the terminal now, see how bad they are. What is their responsibility as terminal operators? They need to be involved in what the union is saying now. Everybody have to have a role to play collectively. We are not just saying it for mark's sake. What we are saying today is to tell the whole world that the union, we are going to be out on these issues. the Mr. President of this country, we have seen you that we know as a technocrat, a politician of good notes, to wade in and come in. Because most of all these senators, the assemblies, they only pass some obnoxious law for the operation that is going on in the port now. The sponsor of that bill that is coming out now, maybe he's somewhere sleeping in his house, and he has caused problem, he has introduced problem into the operations of Nigeria Port Authority. So we are appealing to Mr. President to look inward on these issues. Thank you, and God bless everybody.
Sir, from what I've seen, the letter was dated 19th January, which leads to almost a month ago. And we want to find out whether there been any. We want to find out whether there been any response from the president, because your last paragraph, there's an indication of union activities or industrial action from your last paragraph. So I want to find out whether there is any response and how long will you wait for you to take union action to address this matter?
As a labor activity that I know you for, well, our reaction is very open, and I think the letter out since last week. Maybe after this press briefing, we will see another reactions on this. It's just a warning. What you are seeing now is like a warning. I'm telling the government that there's need for them to look inward into what the union and the management of Nigeria Port Authority are asking for. A generating agency, part of what is generating every month, we now reduce it to 50%. How is it going to work? And we are talking of the ports. All our ports are old. You can only point to 2 ports that I think have been rehabilitated. That is APMT and BTML. All the other ports, the terminals, are old. Go to Warri, go to Calabar, go to Onne. Road leading to Onne port is like a hellfire. So if the union is saying we are going to do something, it's not a play matter. We are going to do it. Because we cannot continue to allow some people to put all of us into danger zone. Because what is about to happen now, in the mind of all the workers in the sector, is a danger zone. Coming from those senators who have no regard for the people that are equally doing the job. They only pass the law, and they didn't know the implications of what they are doing when they are in power. Now that they are no longer in power now, they have already put everybody into trouble. So, Mr. Victor, prepare very well for us. When the time comes, all of us will go to dance this dance together. It's a dance that I think the government like to love to dance, because we are not going to play on this matter. It's a serious matter that has to do with welfare of the workers in the Nigeria Port Authority. Not only the Nigeria Port Authority, including all the maritime stakeholders that are operating within the port.
So before now, every money generated from NPA and the rest goes straight to the TSA. Has there been any deduction so far from those accounts?
Since the TSA started over 4 years ago, and since that, but I know before it was 30-70, later 60-40, but the 50-50 is starting afresh this year. The deduction has started long ago at the beginning of the TSA. It's not a new thing.